Bathroom update. The cabinet's up. I had a friend help me carry it up. No countertop, so I mean it wasn't light, but it wasn't super heavy. So a couple of little challenges. Obviously got the water, the outlet drains, I guess. I had to cut both sides, which was kind of annoying. You know, it's got this huge gap, but of course it didn't fit. And then the way the plumbing's set up, you got the, two sinks, two pipes coming up, and of course I had to cut holes. So I'm going to try and do some PEX plumbing to make this work. So these will stick up. So it's a little bit tricky. So this is what I'm doing this morning. Alright, so this is the plan. It's ambitious, but that's how we roll. I'm going to turn the water off. I have to cut the pipe, and then I'm going to sweat on a copper to PEX adapter. So that goes on top, and then I have some PEX piping here. I bought some white, but it's over there. So I'm just going to use red as a demonstration. That's going to be sweated on. Going to attach some pipe to it, crimp it. So there's going to be 4 of these sticking up. Then I have to move the cabinet, tip it back, and then tip it onto those holes that you saw. And then after that's done, I've got the valves, which I'm going to crimp on inside here. So that's the plan. I don't know if I explained it very well, but I'm going to go and shut the water off. I'm going to set everything up, shut the water off, and keep my fingers crossed that this works. Okay, so the water's been shut off. I've set up the caps. This is my guide stick, I guess. It's a proper name for this, I can't remember. Honesty stick or something? Honesty. It's going to keep the height the same because I want all the pipes to be the same when I tilt the cabinet in. So this is my final height. So I'm going to uncap these, put paste on it, solder it, butane torch. Okay, let's do this. Pipe cutter. Very worried about my soldering job on all 4 of these. I really don't like soldering on solder that's already there. I really like clean pipes. Doesn't everybody? I actually went ahead and did some tests because I don't want to move the cabinet back. So I actually attached some PEX and then I attached the valves to everything. Nice thing with PEX is I can just chop these off and start again. So I connected up a pipe and I just sort of turned everything on. Everything's off, which is obviously what you want to test the pressure. The nice thing with any plumbing, if it's gonna be a mistake, if it hasn't soldered properly, you'll notice in half a second when you hear the air or hear the water come shooting out. So these are all solid, these are all good, but I didn't enjoy that at all. But they work, which is the main thing. So I'm gonna trim down the pipes because they're going to go in those holes. Go and shut the water back off. But yeah, it's pretty good. This PEX is great. I love it. All right. So I chopped all the cords, the PEX cabling. Sorry. I also mopped it back here a little bit. So this, looks so unsightly. I know no one's ever going to see it, but I'll see it. I'm actually going to run a bead of cork just around the edge. Just if there's any flooding, minor flooding, it's not going to get back into here. So I'm just going to run a bead of silicone all around the ugly bits, just so it sort of forms a dam of area. And then I'm going to try and move this cabinet back by myself. Come on. Jeez Louise. So the goal now is to move this back, tilt it forward. I've got the 4 things coming up. I'm going to find 4 holes. All right. Okay, midway through, I had to make the holes bigger, but they're actually pretty close. This was all done, you know, visually. I had to just guess where the holes were. You know, this side is the same thing. So it's pretty good. I mean, there's gaps here, but the countertop's going to go on top, so I'm not too worried yet. But obviously, I have to turn the water back on, so I have to replace all the fittings. But that was hard. That wasn't easy at all. Look at that. God, that's terrible cutting. You don't see it, just me. Well, in YouTube land. I have to show you something. So whenever I'm working, I injure myself, but I never do it conventionally. I always do some weird shit. This is one of those weird things. So I'm, you know, putting that in, and then I'm putting my foot, I just put my foot in the carpet thing. I don't know if you like blood, but just a quick one. But my, so typical, so typical. I'm gonna go and put a band-aid on it because I'm gonna bleed everywhere. I'm gonna bleed out. This is so typical. Okay, so the water's back on. These are all connected up. I don't know if you noticed, but one's a straight through, one was a 90 degree. It's because there's a shelf that goes across here, so the supply line actually has to go and then up, and this one just goes straight up. That's why that one. But yeah, so it's all good. No leaks, I don't think. Paranoid for leaks. Always paranoid for leaks. Always. I'll be up here 50 times. This one was too high. I think this is too high, but okay. It's not. It's holding, so it's good. This was a tough job. I like the plates, you know, see how they notice up all the, cover up all the, you know what happened. They're just being polite. So it's a kind of a wrap. Should close out with a proper shot. God, I'm breathing, because I'm running downstairs to turn the water on and off. I turn it on a little bit, then run back down, turn it on, turn it off. So yep, that's done. I butchered that. I'm gonna try and fix that, because that's my side. Ugh. All right. But as I said, I'm not gonna, you are supposed to screw this to the wall, but I'm not going to yet. I'm not sure. Not sure. I think the countertop should go on first. Right, so that's the install of this cabinet.